This video is for the woman who just woke up and said, you know what? I'm going to try it even though I don't know how it's going to turn out, right?
This ain't your average healing chat. It's healing through conversations with me, Lovely Brown. Real talk, deep healing, zero fluff.
Some of us are just walking into new stages of our lives. And as we're walking into new stages of our lives, it can be overwhelming to watch how perfect somebody else's life looks. Perfect, right? Because most people's lives aren't perfect. Baby, we 40% in, holes in your drawers, a sock that don't match. Maybe you just had LASIK. Maybe you have sight, no sight, maybe perimenopause. You could be losing your hair. There's so many things, but we all have been taught how to cover those things up so very well. You know what I'm saying? So when you are on the market or in the market for something new to do, I don't want you to feel like you have to do this extravagant thing in order to get there. So the reason why I talk about and I do skincare and I do makeup tutorials and things like that, it's never about the makeup or the wigs or or the mascara. It's not about that per se. Really what it's about is figuring out what works best for you, figuring out how to make this life that we have work best for us. A good foundation for making your life work well is to forget all of the perfectionist type things that happen. I'm not saying that things won't kick in. You see my cat? I'm not saying that things won't kick in that make you feel like you are off center, but it'll give you a chance to really see yourself as a full human being. And when you do that, when you give yourself permission to be a little lost, you will find that you enjoy life so much better because you won't always have things together. And I know a lot of that is because um we're stuck in this place where we are waiting for the shoe to drop, and that shoe is us that's holding us back. That shoe is right here. It's holding us back. So today we're going to just do a full face routine. Full face routine doesn't mean that we are going to be beat to the gods because I can't beat the gods. Okay. The makeup artists, they are amazing. That is not my ministry, right? But I can teach you how to do simple face care routines. I can teach you how to install your first wig, full wig, right? Because that's what I like to wear. I like to wear full wigs. I love a lace front, but I love a full wig. I can teach you certain things that you need to buy, like having a wig grip, what it's like to install your wig cap, what it's like to try to lay down your edges. Don't listen. But all of these things are confidence building steps, right? And when you build confidence in yourself, it helps tremendously. So what are we going to do first? Because this video is now, I don't know, we're at 4, 5, 17 minutes. I don't know. First thing I like to do is I like to prep my skin and prep my wig, right? So today's wig is going to be brought to you by a wig I haven't worn in a bit. So yes, I pulled the wig off the floor. No, I don't know why it was on the floor. Yes, I do. I took my wig off a minute ago, and I was thinking I was going to wear a wig yesterday, and I did not. Like I just didn't. Some days you're not going to want to do it. Some days you're going to be like, why is anything touching me? And then other days you're going to be like, I forgot to put my wig on. So this wig, my daughter in love, she is so good with my wigs, and she will style a wig for me in a heartbeat. And one of the things that she's taught me how to do, I'm looking for this right here is kind of like It's a conditioner for synthetic wigs and a wig brush. This is a synthetic wig from Sensational Wigs that my daughter-in-law styled for me. She took it and she changed the way it looked. So I'm going to, with whatever's left in here, I'm going to spray what I can. This is, I've had this for about 3 years because I've tried to take care of these wigs as much as possible. And I am, you can even use, if you want, you can take, it's one It's 1 tablespoon of, fabric softener and to 10 tablespoons of, water inside of a spray, and then put that on there. It really does help condition the plastic because synthetic wigs are nothing but plastic, right? Okay. And now you wanna be very gentle. Be gentle. You don't wanna just be ripping the hair out your wig and then expecting the wig to look good. It's still plastic. And so then I'll just go through because you're hoping that the curls that are in the wig stay in the wig. Plus, synthetic wigs do tangle up a lot. And so you just treating them and combing through them. Usually, what I do when I'm being a responsible person, I will brush my wigs down and then I put them inside of Ziploc baggies. They have wig containers that you can purchase, but I put mine in Ziploc baggies, try to take as much air out of the bag as possible, and then I put them in the closet. And so when I pull them back out, I can just put them on and I don't have to do all of this part. But this part right here is really good maintenance for your wig. You see how you start to being able to go through it? Because I love big wigs, but sometimes I get overwhelmed by how much hair there is on the wig. And sometimes I get overwhelmed because I start listening to how other people talk about what they think other people should wear, right? If you like wigs, wear wigs. If you don't like wigs, don't wear wigs. But try your best not to make other people feel bad about the things that they are trying or that they want to do because I promise you, you're going to hit a place in your life where you want to try something and you're going to want support. And all of those people that you were unkind to are going to be your audience members. And that doesn't mean that you're gonna be on social media. It could be your church, it could be your community, it could be the school, it could be so many things, and there's no reason to be disrespectful just to be disrespectful. Okay, so we've prepped the wig, okay? We've prepped the wig. Try to make sure there's no lint in it. All right, so this is the wig for today, the sensational wig in balayage copper. That's what she is, or maybe balayage auburn. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so 2 things I like to do. Number 1, I like to install a wig cap because it helps lay your hair flat. It helps you help the wig look a little more natural on your head, and so that's why I wear a wig cap. You do not have to wear a wig cap, but I like to have now, if you are in the middle of perimenopause and menopause and those hot flashes hit, I would recommend putting on a wig wrap because wig grip because it will allow your scalp to have a little more ventilation, but it's up to you. It's up to you. So I'm going to put some of this. The Baskin Lather has a scalp stabilizer, uh, and I like to use that or Tabitha Brown's hair growth drops in my scalp when I am about to cover it up. I like to give it a little bit of a treatment before. Not every time, but I haven't done this in a minute. So, okay. All right. And then I'll go back in. This is just a hair wax stick, and this is unless you decide you want to put gel in your hair to lay your regular hair down. Cuz this is my thing, right? I don't mind wig. I will pull my wig off wherever I am. But I try to prep my hair underneath of my wig just in case I ever have to take this wig off. But I got something to work with. So I take care of my hair as much as possible. Okay. Plus, I carry ponytail things with me. And what I did with this is my hair was pulled back in a ponytail for a couple of days. And so I just literally parted down here, gave myself two plaits. Hey, Pookie, you sleep? You good? All right. Gave myself two plaits and then I crisscross applesauce those so it'll lay flatter up against my head. Now, what I'll do is I'll go in with my wig cap. Does it matter if the wig cap matches your scalp with a full wig? No. Unless your full wig has a little lace situation, then you want to try to do something. But you could also substitute that with some concealer. And if that feels like it's going to be overwhelming to you, then don't do it. Okay. So what we're doing, and here's the thing, I like to double up, not two wig caps, but depending on where I am in my day and how overstimulated I think I'm going to be, if I feel like I'm going to be sweating that day, because sometimes you can wake up and realize, oh my God, I'm going to be hot. Okay. So this is just the wig cap, right? But just this wig cap, unless you have a really good band in the back of your wig, it can still roll back. Okay. And that part, imagine having on tights and you can start to feel them sliding down your stomach. That's what it feels like when your wig cap starts to peel back blue. Okay. So, what I like to do is I'll get some got to be glue or a holding spray. This is just to hold we're going to just let this part dry down. So, we're going to spray our edges and we're going to let that dry. Right. And what we're doing is having that grip to our hair. But because we've prepped our hair, it won't rip our hair out. That's why we did all of that prep work. Okay. And I'm just trying to make sure that it's saturated. Okay. Because once we put our wig on, make sure it's laying where you want it to be. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to prep our face because this part is done for right now. If you wanted to, you could put a headband on, but because we are just using a wig grip today, and let me explain and show you guys two different wig grips that I have, right? So I have a light colored wig grip, and then I have a dark colored wig grip. And basically, it literally goes here, you tack it down. I got to let this dry down. And it helps hold the wig on your head. Trust me, there are going to be days where you don't feel secure. And having that backup of knowing that the wig has some friction to deal with underneath of there, it will really help you feel so much better. Because the more confident you are in the grip of that wig, baby, it changes everything. So, okay, now what we're doing for our face. Today is not going to be a long face day. No, today is not going to be a long face day. What we're going to do is I want you to find a good mist. You can use rose water. You can use a hydrating mist. You can use a hyaluronic mist. Today, I'm going to be using this hyaluronic spray. What I want us to start really getting used to doing is adding into our program the SPF. You can buy products that already have SPF in them, or you can purchase something. Now, I'm using this Copper Tone Kids 50. The reason why I like the Kids 50 over, I purchased the baby brand, right? But the baby brand has a white cast. This is great if you're going to start adding color to your face because you'll be able to color over this. But if you don't put makeup on your face, this Kids 50 is really good for you. Okay. So, first, we're going to do a little hyaluronic um, hydrating mist on our face just to brighten back up our face. We're just freshening it up from washing it this morning. I'll get that in there really good. Make sure you have your paper towels near you because your hands are going to get messy. I'm really big into using our hands. We can use brushes if we need to, but if we don't have to, it's okay. The Copper Tone Kids 50. You see how that goes on? That's clear, right? I'm going to take that. Make sure you treat your hands and your neck the same way, right? Your hands, your face, and your neck the same way. If you like having your shoulders out, same thing, because you don't want to be too toned out here. Don't. I mean, if you do, I'm not knocking you. Let me fix this microphone. Microphone check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So after I put on my SPF, then I'll find a toner. I use this Petal Blue toner, but I'm sorry, this Hydra Blue Petal toner. But I like this because it's light, it saturates my face, and it gives me it's not, it doesn't peel off. Sometimes you can use products that just don't blend with each other. And I'm always looking for products that are going to be good together. But find a toner that makes your skin feel good. Find a line that you really like and use that. So I'll put on my toner. And then after I put on my toner, that's when you can put on your serums. You can do your eye creams. You can do, I'm trying to look. You have all of these different kinds of serums. Now, I want you to remember when you start stacking things on top of each other, if they don't like each other, they won't last. I don't have my serums over here. This polyglutamate acid serum, this is one of my favorites, right? You can see I've used it. I have to buy a new one. By I think this is the N-Key list. It's reasonable in cost. That's my next step after I do my toner. It's reasonable in cost and it's a good product. I've been using this product now for about 4 years and it has done me well. Now, why are we doing this? We are just adding in layers of hydration on our skin so that we have healthy skin, not youthful skin, healthy skin. We're getting, listen, I'm older, okay? I'm 50 and I'm not trying to look 16. What I'm trying to look is healthy, but I need to be healthy on the inside so that my outside can jump in. Um, Let me put something on my lips because as you start to hydrate your face, if your lips are dry, it stands out so much. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I have on this Arrow Boost Mood. It changes, it turns pink. I really do like it. Okay, so then you can use like an eye cream. I'm using Drunk Elephant's eye cream. But again, I keep telling y'all what works well for you. You may have something different, right? I've used a couple of different kinds of eye creams, and I am so serious about they be like, "It's around your eye." I'm like, "Look, I know underneath my eye needs some stuff, but the side, okay, because the bags don't care where they go." Okay? Alright, alright. Now let's give that, a couple of seconds to figure out what it wants to do, and then if you are into your eyebrows, then you would use your eyebrow cream to what did I do with my eyebrow serum? Um, then you would shape your eyebrows, and that's my next step if I haven't lost everything. Now, I tell y'all, if you saw the abysmal, yes, I'm using the word abysmal, organization. I want to be organized so bad, but in my head, when I can't find something, I've been like this since I was a kid. I'll organize everything and then I get mad because it's not sitting in front of me. And then I'll go back and put the stuff that's in front of me. But then I'll find new stuff that I want in front of me. Crazy. Okay, so this one I'm using an eyebrow gel that it really does. Like if you don't want your eyebrows to move, your eyebrows will not move. They will not move. This is the K Cosmetics eyebrow gel. I purchased a couple tubes of that because I really like it. And now what I'll do, because I've taken care of my skin, is go in and just touch up my eyebrows because it's a shape that I like. And so I like focus on that. And you really have to decide for yourself. You don't ever have to pluck your eyebrows if you don't want to, ever. But if you decide to pluck your eyebrows, do some research on the shape of the eyebrow that you want. Because, baby, the way I have taken out months of eyebrow growth by plucking my eyebrows and not knowing what shape I wanted them to be in, and then them being in any shape they wanted to be in because they said, "We not listening to you no more. You don't know what you're talking about." And because I didn't know what I was talking about. Okay. And so I like having full in the middle, like full in the front, then a little arc, and then it kind of being sharp at the ends. That's what I like for my eyebrows. You have to decide what works well for you. And I promise you, just because you have the same shape face as somebody else doesn't mean you can't try a different shape eyebrows. Like you may like a sharper eyebrow, you may like a fuller eyebrow. You may not want to touch your eyebrows. And that's okay too. Like we for right now, for what we kind of sort of know a, a little bit. You get one dance on this crazy ass planet, and I want you to in this body. Let me say that because that's what I truly believe. You get one dance in this body, and then you get to become something else. You just never know. Um, but you get one dance. Do stuff that brings you joy. You just have to. Okay, so now that my eyes are matted down, I have so much sleep in my eyes. Okay, so now that I have let the cream do what it do. My last step would be either my Renew Her face oil, or it would be putting on a moisturizer. It depends on how your body reacts to the product. I'm going to use moisturizer today because I don't plan on doing a ton of makeup. And when you don't want to do a ton of makeup, having your face feel hydrated is like, for me, skin prep is everything. You can have the best makeup on the market, but if your skin prep is not good, it won't work out for you. So, okay. And skin prep doesn't mean you have to do all these steps, right? It just means that you want to have healthy skin. If your skin is breaking out, if you have really bad acne, if you are on certain kinds of medications, it can really affect how your makeup sits on your face. And then it frustrates you because you spent all of this money and it's not working out the way you want it to. And if you frugal like me, I want my money to not feel like it's being funny. Anyway, okay. So now we have our moisturized face, our eyebrows are done. I'm not even putting on lashes today, but we're going to use a good mascara, right? So say for instance, you're like, Lee, this this is enough. I'm going to say to you, yes, but wait, there's more. So one of the tricks that I've learned while putting on makeup to have a makeup, no makeup look is to get a really good concealer stick. Now I'm using LIS concealer stick. Okay. I'm using LIS concealer sticks and I'm using colors sand. Does it say sand? No. This says, where's your glasses? I'm so farsighted now. It was not always like that. My God. I feel crazy now. TGT, is that what it says? Oh, DN3. Sorry. So I'm using, I think this is DN3. This is a little bit darker. This is, I try to get tones that will give me depth without making a mockery of somebody else's skin tone. Cause like sometimes the look you're going for, you have to prep for that. And then I think this says it's either TG1 or TGB. I promise y'all, my glasses are, y'all think I'm joking. I'm not joking. Okay, this is TG1. Whew, this is a lighter, right? Because we're blending. And when we're blending our concealer, it helps us tremendously. And this is DN3. Okay. And these are the LYS concealer sticks. Okay. And this is what we're going to do, right? We are lightly. This isn't, you don't want to look like a raccoon in reverse. Okay. So we are taking the light concealer and we're just putting it in the corners. Okay. So that's your highlight. Now to combat that, you can buy one that just matches your skin, but I like this because it gives you a little bit of depth without you having to do a whole lot. Now we're going to take that darker color and we're going to put it on the outer corners. Okay. Make sure it's even, Steven, with what you're looking for. Okay. Closing back up. While this is sitting, it's like a butterfly. This is sitting. Let's decide what we're going to do with our lip. Lips are not my last step for the most part because I feel like a good lip combo will prep you. It'll give you wonderful ideas for the rest of your makeup. You don't have to do this, but it's one of my favorite things to do. So I'm going to take this Morphe brown lip liner and line my lips. Okay. And then I'm going to use Stella. Stella in Perla. Okay. Now, you can leave it like this, or what I like to do is, and the reason why I put the brown underneath of the color is so that the edges have a shadowed look. And then I'll go back over with my lip liner. Now, this particular formula for Stella, um, I believe is a matte all day stay or stay all day. So if you decide to put a lip gloss on this combo, you're going to have to touch up your lips. If you don't put anything on this combo, it should last you a little bit of time. If you want it to be a little fanciful, you could totally line your lip with another lip color. I am not doing that today because I've been send myself on edge. I don't want to go over the edge today. But this would look amazing with a lip gloss, but I'm just not going to do it right now. Okay, now that we've let our eyes set, we've let our eyes set. Blah, blah, blah. I want you to find yourself. This is the Ofra makeup fixer. You can find a setting spray, whatever works well for you. All right. We're going to spray the brush. We're spraying the brush so we can control where the product goes, not in the air, but also so we can buff out our concealer to where we want it to be. Now, right now, I only want you to focus on the light colors of the concealer. Go all the way up to your brow bone. And now we're going to start blending in the darker color concealer. Now, the reason why we went from light to dark is because you didn't want to muddy up that color, but you see how you get a really nice finished look without having to do too much, right? And that's why you do your lighter and your darker, because when it blends together, it should give you a good, clean finish. Now, I want you to wipe off your brush and do the same thing with the other side. Spray your, and then remember, we are going with the light color first, and then we're going over to the darker color. And if you can, remember, we're kind of like, yes, we're brushing, but we're patting as we're brushing, if that makes any sense. And the reason why we're going to do that is because you really want it to melt into that skin. And the best way for that to happen without it being your fingers. Now, if you do this with your fingers, not middle finger, if you go in with your fingers in those corners that sometimes give you a bit of a problem because you can see that it transitions from one thing to the other, it will really help you blend it in because your hands are warm and your face is warm. And so you give yourself a lot of controlled chaos because your fingers are going to always work better in melting that product in. Okay. So you see how we have a little bit of lightness in the middle, but it gives you just a nice, even look. Because when you are concerned about other people, you may just be starting off and you're like, I'm going to be confident. And then sometimes you feel like, I'm going to be confident. And you're like, why does my voice sound lighter? Like in my head, I had a lot of bass. And then when I started talking, I sound like I'm not really as confident. All of us are there. All of us are there, babes. Okay. So with my brush, when I'm in between products, I will clean off that brush with a little micellar water just to make sure. Because sometimes you find a favorite brush. I know people tell me, you use this brush for this and you use that. I hear you and I agree with you. I'm not telling you that you're wrong. But I know for me, there's certain things that work well for me and certain things that I have to ignore in order for me to be able to do the thing that I want to do. Now, if you wanted to bring a little color to eye, your eye, to your eyelids, not eyebrows. Ooh, I had a glitch, y'all. You could use a little bit of blush. Now, this blush is super pink, right? We aren't trying to go overboard. This is, I think this is Makeup by, no, this is Huda Beauty in color. Your girl can't see. I think it's bubblegum. Again, we are taking our makeup fixer and we are just blending it out. And what this does is it'll give us a little bit of pink without us having to do a whole lot of work, right? Now, if you want it pinker, you could always use a powdered blush or your eyeshadow palette, right? So now we have a little pink. Cleaning my brush off. It's drying down. At this point, while we're letting that dry down, curl your lashes. because we're not going to use lash extensions today. That's not what we're going to do. We're going to use our regular lashes if we have them. I did have someone comment on one of my videos and said that they had really thin, brittle eyelashes. And so it's really hard for them to wear lash extensions. It was a magnet lash video that I've done, lash extensions. And I've been really thinking about them. They've been heavy on my mind to figure out how to make it so they can enjoy this fun little activity as well. Okay. So we are brushing up those lashes after we curl them to make sure that they aren't rogue. My lashes can be rogue, y'all. They can be so rogue sometimes. And so I'll go back in and curl them again. And the reason why I curl them is because when I put on my mascara, it really does just help them set better. Okay. So that we have now that we have done our eyelashes, your next step would be your eyebrows. Listen, if you haven't done eyebrows before and you are concerned, it's okay, right? Like, the cool thing is that you can wipe all of this stuff off and start over. That's why you gotta give yourself some time and practice. Consistency really does make things work. Like, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes consistency. Consistency makes it easier. That's literally what we're trying to do. And remember that your eyebrows aren't gonna always be twins, right? They're gonna be sisters, cousins, sometimes friends on your face. So you just wanna be as close as possible to the look you're going for. What I try to do is shape the ends first. And the reason why I try to shape the ends first is because part of my issue is figuring out what I want the ends of my eyebrows to look like. Like, do I want them to be super thin, or am I looking for a thicker eyebrow? I try to create a little base with my hand on my elbow so that I have a little ledge for stability, because you'll be all over the place and it won't look the way you want it to look. I mean, as a matter of fact, there are products you can buy. You can buy like the eyebrow tint that's popular. You can buy the eyebrow stamp. I haven't tried the eyebrow stamp yet. I've tried the tint before. I've tried the template. Um, and they all frustrated me. Now, I will say, when I tried the tint, it didn't work. Now, do you see how this one came out sharp? This over here, we always got a moment. We always got a moment. And part of it is because my right hand is dominant. And so, of course, it's going to look good on the other side because it's what I know. It's the flow, right? So, this is where practice and patience is what you're working for. And some days you're going to wake up and this eyebrow is going to be the best eyebrow ever. And the other one, no, not the one you care for. So that's why I work on that. And now what I'm doing is just deepening that contrast because I like the end of my eyebrows to be darker than the front of my eyebrows. And I like to make sure that I've filled in where I can. Another trick to doing that is just going back in with your brush and brushing through, and that'll also clean up your eyebrows as much as you want it to. Okay, so now this is the I'm sorry, NYX eyebrow pen. Okay, and to clean it up, what I do is I'll go back in with that concealer we used. And the reason why I do that is because I've already used that concealer on my eyes. So the formula is even. Okay. You see how and I'm just basically outlining the eyebrow itself. Not too heavy, right? I'm just trying to give myself clean up any parts that I feel may not be what I want them to be. Clean off my brush. Then what I like to do is I'll go in with my the brush that I've been using for everything, right? And I'll get a pressed powder or eyeshadow. This is the NARS one. I think this NARS one has a brown on it. No. Oh, not bad. This one has a little pinky. That's not what I wanted. But what I can do is I'll take that little dark pink and play a little bit. If it was brown, I would do the same thing, right? Give myself a little bit of a kiss look, not too crazy, but just giving myself something that to my eye. Okay, so let's wrap this up. So we have worked on just a full face. We haven't done any liner, nothing like that. A really good, ugh, where is it at? A really good mascara will take you a long way. This is Tarte's Platinum Lashes. Tarte Platinum Lashes has done me well. I wanted to show you this mascara with no eyeliner, right? No eyeliner. Nothing at the bottom, right? Okay. So let's do the other side. Make sure that what you see me rocking back and forth is because I've learned that getting product into the base of your lashes really does help with the extension. Also, having a product, a good product, but having a really good applicator. So this wand is a skinny wand. It's not going to create really big clumps. It shouldn't. And if it does, wash it off, wipe it off, and then see if it's the product that's drying up or if you need to just clean the wand itself. Okay. And now we're going to put them on the bottom. And you see how you just created just a pop for your eyes with just mascara, no lashes, no nothing. And I love lashes. I love lashes. And so now we have a face that we're proud of. This is not about being like professional. I need y'all to understand that, right? You're gonna send yourself over the edge, always trying to work on professional. Work with the skill set that you have and become proud of that. And then you'll build on that, right? Because you just may be a mascara girl. You just may be a lippy girl. You may not like makeup, but you just like watching makeup tutorials. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So the last step that we have, we're going to put on one of our wig grips. You're like, but Lee, you had tacked it down. It's on there. It's on there. It is on there. And you know how it stays on there? A wig grip. So I got these from off of Amazon. I think I'll add them to my storefront so you guys can look at them. Okay. And we just wrap them around our ears. Don't tuck your ears under here. It will irritate you all day long. And try to create the least amount of bulk as possible. Okay. And don't make it super tight because it will give you a headache as well if you make your products too tight around your head. Okay. So, okay. And then because you prepped your wig earlier, and this wig comes with 2 combs on the side, 1 at the bottom. Those are what's gonna help stay on your wig. Those are what's going to help your wig stay on. Okay. So you wanna put your wig combs underneath of that wig grip. That's stability right there, babes. We're working on stability. Okay. Okay. You wanna put the 3rd comb in the back underneath of the wig grip. Once you're secure that your wig is on there, you will not be worried about that wig for the rest of the day. When you don't think about your wig, that's a good wig. Okay. So we got our wig on here, even tabs, even on both sides, so that you feel comfortable. If the wind blows, it doesn't feel so crazy, right? You've combed your wig out. You keep your wig brush on you at all times. Do not, and I repeat, do not leave that wig comb at home. That wig brush at home. Don't do it to yourself. You're gonna have to comb your wig at some point throughout the day. And now you're done for the day. So I hope this helped you out. Told y'all my platform is about building confidence. It's not just about products because then I would just be selling products. But like I try things because I think that we deserve to see if we like them and we deserve to build confidence in the things that we purchase and how we see ourselves. And a big way in how we see ourselves is healing from the inside out and then the outside in. Because when you feel good on the inside, you want to look good on the outside. And when you feel good on the outside, you want to feel good on the inside. It just makes such a big difference. So I hope you like this video. Please like, share, subscribe, tag a friend who may just need one or two of the options that we provided today because it could really help us out. It could really help us out. And I mean us, like feeling good about who we are and what we do. I'll talk to you guys soon. Lovely out. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you found some healing, connection, and joy. Until next time, bye, loves.